Yo, what it do, family? This is your boy, One Rocker, One Take, Straight Talk. Parents, I have a quick question. If you have kids, ages 5, I would say to 12, 13, 14, I'd ask that you bring them and sit them down and let me talk to them for a minute. I have some things I want to get off my chest that I think I can relate to them a little bit better than some of you parents may because of your limitations as a parent. Thanks in advance. Kids, I have a question for you. Do you care about your parents? Like, do you honestly and genuinely care about your parents, mom or dad? If your answer is yes, then my question is, why are you doing the things that you're doing to upset your parents and to hurt your parents? Question, how would you feel if your mom went out with friends or dad went out with friends and started drinking, smoking, doing dumb things, getting intoxicated, getting high, going out being a bad person? Wouldn't that make you feel bad? How would you feel if you were on Facebook or you were on the internet and on YouTube and you saw a viral video with your mom or your dad on it, showing them wasted out of their minds, doing all kinds of disrespectful things to themselves, cursing, your mom dressing like inappropriately, your dad belittling women or disrespecting themselves? Wouldn't that make you feel real bad? If that were my mom or dad, it would really upset me. So how do you think your parents feel when they send you to school and you get in school and you smoke or you drink or you do bad things in school or you disrespect your teachers, you're cursing, your young ladies are leaving out of the house wearing one thing, the same thing that they did back in the days, and then as soon as you get to school you wear these skimpy little clothes because you want to attract the boys? How do you think your parents feel about that? And then these YouTube videos get put up and these Facebook posts get put up with you on it. And once it's on the internet, you can never get rid of it. Kids, y'all have to start thinking better. You have to start looking at the kids that you hang around, because it's not always the kids, sometimes it's you. And mom and dad aren't the big bad people who all of y'all try to think that they are, and I can't talk to mom and dad don't understand me. You have to understand something. Being a mom and a dad is a hard job. Think about having to get up every day and take care of the household, make sure all of the kids are fed, make sure everybody has school clothes, everybody gets to school on time, homework is done, having to be to work, taking care of a job, paying bills, and then having to come home from work and make sure that everything with the child is taken care of. Find out how your day went. See if anybody's bullying you in school. Are you having any problems with teachers in school or kids in school? How are you doing with your grades? Because we all want our kids to be successful. It's hard being a parent. It's not harder to be a child than it is a parent. Because you know what happens, kids? You're going to grow up, most of you, to be a parent. And you're going to understand then that the job of being a parent is a heck of a lot harder than the job of being a child. Drugs are horrible. They're not good for you at all. They're bad for anybody, let alone somebody who's 12, 13, 14, or 15. Give it 25, 26, it's still bad. Let me ask you a question. What do you need to smoke for? What do you need to drink alcohol for? Why would you need to try weed or do drugs? Who are you trying to impress by saying yes to these things? Because the person that is trying to get you to do these things isn't saying yes about you. None of your friends look at you and say, hey, you know what? I really like my friend so much that I want to see if I can start him to doing drugs. Or I want to see if I can talk him into smoking a cigarette for the first time. Or I want to see if I can get one of my female friends to have sex for the first time, even though I know she's only in the 6th grade or the 7th grade or the 8th grade. Even though I know she might be in the ninth grade and she should be focusing on school and getting good grades and being eligible for these scholarships, let me see if I can get her to disrespect herself as a young lady. Kids, this is not right. You're being bullied. Anyone who influences you to do anything like that is bullying you. Why do I say it's bullying? Because it's doing something against your will. Yeah, you might be curious. You might want to fit in, but you know what they're telling you to do is not right. And sometimes just to fit in, you go along with it. Well, let me tell you what happens when you go along with it for long enough. Sooner or later, you don't need the people to make you do it. It's called being an addict. I've seen so many kids your age, 12 through 19, that walk around smoking cigarettes, walk around high and drunk. You see them in Burger King, you see them in McDonald's, you see them on the streets, you see them in Walmart, and you walk around and I can say, whoa, that's an attractive little girl there, or that's a very well-kept little boy, and you turn around and his pants are sagging, or she has a cigarette she's pulling out and lighting, and all of the attraction as a well-kept kid is gone. And it's like, what in the world are they smoking and drinking for? And then you talk to each other like you're animals. We don't talk to each other to make each other feel like people. We talk to each other nowadays as kids to make them feel like they're worthless. You young ladies need to stand up for yourself. Young men, you need to stand up for yourself. Make your parents proud of you. Do you know you might be in the 7th or the 8th or the 5th grade or even the 9th or the 10th? But do you know that at the 12th grade, there's a graduation ceremony that goes on? And before the graduation ceremony, there's a process that the school goes through to see with your academic achievements and with your volunteering, whether you're eligible to receive scholarships. Some of you parents have a hard time financially. Some of your parents are working 2 and 3 jobs just to make ends meet. And the only job that you really have as a child is to go to school and become educated. Because guess how you get paid? If you go to school and you make a good GPA and you do the things that you need to do and you be a part of what's going on in the clubs and academically successful, then it makes you eligible to receive scholarships. These scholarships are greatly worthy for you as a child because they take the burden off of your parents from having to pay for school. And you know what they also do? Sometimes they make it to where you can leave home, go to school, and be taken care of without being a burden for your parents. Do you know how proud your parent would be if they could say that my child worked his or her little tail off and did what it took for them to be eligible to get a $50,000 or $60,000 scholarship, and they can go to the school of their choice, and they can live in the dorm, they can get a car so they can commute back and forth. This is something great that a parent would love from a child. So going to school right now at your young little age of 12, 13, 14, and 15 and deciding that you want to start smoking or you want to start drinking or you want to try this drug or that drug or you want to try sex for the first time is not what you want to do. Because it's so hard to bounce back once you start making these mistakes. Your friends aren't your friends if they're not doing things to make your life better for you. Find out what it is that you need to do to be great as a child. Embrace it. Get off of the TV. Stop putting all of your time in the social media and being on the phone and kick this and FaceTime and Facebook and everything. Get off of it for a little bit. Because that's the reason, or one of the biggest reasons why so many of you are not where you should be. Because you make time for everything except for you. You deserve to be great, kids. And in order to be great, you have to do great things. And sometimes it means unplugging from the things that you're used to doing. You don't have to be a social media fly. You don't have to be on Kick doing all of the bad things, because apps like that are secretive for kids and they're bad for the most part. You don't have to be a part of all of that. There are enough people who are already volunteering for that position. It doesn't have to be you. Do greater for yourself. Try to make your parents proud, because they matter. And if your parents were doing the same things that you were doing, you'd be very upset with them. So understand, when your parent is upset that you're doing those things, they have the right to, because if the shoe was on the other foot, you'd be just as upset. Your boy Rocker. Kids, thank you for taking the time to sit down and watch this video. I only share because I care, and I'm only saying what I'm saying because it's important. I have kids. I've been a child. I have a parent. I don't have a father that's actively there. I have a mom who's been there all the time, and I know she's my world. You, 9 times out of 10, you have a parent or parents in your life who really care about you and really want to see you succeed. Show them that you're worth everything that they're showing you that they see in you. Y'all have a good day. Thanks again. One Take Straight Talk.